All right, good afternoon, everyone. So as we get started here, I just want to make sure that all microphones are mute. Leaving your videos on is great, but we're just going to make sure that all monitors are muted for today's session. I want to welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us to today's webinar. Today's webinar is live as well as being recorded and will be shared out via social media with everybody that are unable to attend today. My name is Chris Gearlds. I'm the Director of Human Resources for MSD Decatur Township. We're located here in Indianapolis, Indiana. We're excited you're here today. Today you're going to learn more about our strategic plan and culture guide and how both support our staff around Decatur Township. Just a little housekeeping information, just a reminder, please make sure that if you have any questions, you can always put them in the chat box, and or those that are viewing this after the session has been recorded, you can always email me, and my contact information will be at the end of the presentation today. Make sure that your microphones are muted, and we're going to get things kicked off here with just showing you a quick video about being Decatur proud.
One word to describe Decatur would be
support.
Multiple avenues of professional development.
Lead teacher, mentorship,
coaching,
professional learning communities.
the community of teachers.
As a school district, we support teachers in a million different ways.
support looks like modeling lessons, problem solving,
Being there when you're having a bad day
Yeah.
sometimes.
co-teaching, using sharing resources together, attending professional development.
A lot of laughing.
Yes.
As a principal, I am passionate about supporting my teachers through the use of mentors, collaboration.
I think the biggest thing that surprised me in my first year of teaching is all the support I have received. I kind of thought that I would be more on my own and kind of have to figure things out.
I found that teachers in my hall and throughout the school were coming to check in on me, make sure things were going okay.
If I ever have a question or a problem, anything that I need to talk to somebody, I know that there are people within my building, within the district that I can do that to.
We appreciate having the support when we want to try something new.
If teachers want to feel supported, if they want to collaborate with others, this is the district for them.
Now, without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Persecki, our Superintendent of Schools here in Decatur Township, Mrs. Hofer, our Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Struby, Director of Elementary Education, Ms. Kiefer, Coordinator of Special Services, Ms. Kaiser, Assistant Coordinator of Special Services, Mr. Gath, Data and Testing Coordinator, and Mr. Farmer, our Chief Financial Officer, who are with us today. Dr. Persecki is passionate about ensuring our teachers and students have what it takes to be successful. Dr. Persecki, take it away, please.
Yeah, I'd like to welcome everyone today to this version of Coffee Chat. And as Superintendent of Schools, Decatur Township is exemplified by our motto of Decatur Proud. Our staff, our community, our parents, of course, all working together are three pillars of our mission of learning, safety, and customer service, especially through this COVID this past year. Has really proven to be able to excel through the adversity and be able to show why we are a township where anyone that would want to be a part as far as being parent or staff member truly is a great opportunity to grow our children.
Thank you, Dr. Persecki. And in regards to our strategic plan and culture guide, how have you seen that play an impact on our overall culture here in Decatur Township in its early stages?
Our strategic plan, just newly adopted by our school board, really lays out a great framework for our expectations and our vision for our academics and the improvement to help our students, as our vision is and states that we prepare students to be tomorrow ready. Our culture guide is a part of that strategic plan, but our culture guide is very simple, that we believe in three basic pillars in our belief, our behaviors and outcomes, is that we believe in equity, where everyone is valued. We believe in teamwork, where that we're stronger together. And then we believe in excellence, and that excellence is defined by learning how to do the work. So putting those things together and those expectations, that we control our outcomes by our intentional responses, that our strategic plan will be something that, of course, will take care of itself because we have the right people in the right places, importantly, with the right mindset.
And we appreciate you and your leadership and guidance, and not only through this time, but also through over the past year through our pandemic. And I speak for all of us here at Central Office and around the district. Thank you. Our next person that I would like to introduce is Mrs. Hofer, Assistant Superintendent here in Decatur Township. Mrs. Hofer, as a district leader, what are the strengths of Decatur Township that make you Decatur proud?
Thank you, Mr. Gearlds. It's great speaking with all of you today as well, and we're so excited to share more about our amazing district and why Decatur Township's a great place to teach. For me personally, I strongly believe that Decatur Township is a place where it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to try new things, and we truly serve all students. When we talk about truly serving, it's a wraparound of our families in the community to ensure our learners and their families have what they need in order to provide a successful learning environment at school. As a district leader, I'm Decatur proud of the professional development we offer our teachers. I'm Decatur proud of the opportunities that we offer to grow our teachers as leaders. I'm Decatur proud of the risks I see our teachers taking in the classrooms. I'm Decatur proud of how our teachers go above and beyond for their students in and out of the classroom every single day. And our administrators support all of our teachers, from the brand new to Decatur to our veteran staff. I'm Decatur proud of the way I see our teachers and staff just truly take care of each other. We learn together, we go through life experiences together, weddings, births, I mean, you name it. It's just, we truly take care of each other personally and professionally, and Decatur Township is home.
So, Mrs. Hofer, I appreciate you always speaking from the heart. From a curriculum instruction lens, how have you seen our programming evolve during your time here in Decatur Township? And a second part of that question, how has our culture guide had an impact on improving instruction within Decatur Township?
Thanks, Chris. Historically, we've struggled in the area of consistency and instruction, and it's a good feeling, good words to say that we are now very consistent as a district. We have a viable curriculum, K through 8, in all of our core subject areas, and all of our teachers have curriculum maps that align us as a district, kindergarten through 12th grade. As far as scope and sequence, pacing, we are leaps and bounds ahead of where we once were, and we're now really truly transitioning to those assessments and making sure our assessments align with what our objectives are. In terms of the Decatur Culture Guide, I mean, it's impacted everything we do on every single level, but it's positively impacted instruction and learning by giving us alignment. It gives us alignment in how we speak to one another, and our students, which crosses over into all areas of what we're doing, with, of course, instruction being at the forefront in terms of my lens personally. It keeps us intentionally focused on our core values, helps us bridge the gap between school and home as well. If we're all working together to achieve the same goals the same way, then we will see our culture permeate across the district in the way that we want to.
And so one final question, Mrs. Hofer, and as we continue to evolve and use our data to really drive instruction and always have that continuous improvement model, one of the things that we are looking into is really our high ability portion of Decatur Township. How do you foresee that and the courses that we may be able to offer really take our levels of learning to a higher level in the future?
That's an excellent question, Chris, and it's very relevant to the current day situation that we're in terms of trying to really grow our high ability program. As of right now, we have a self-contained high ability program across the district at our elementary level, and what we were seeing gaps in was the rigor of what our high ability learners were receiving in regards to our typical learners. So in terms of increasing that, and then just creating an elite program for that top, 97th percentile, if you will, give or take some other factors in there, and then just offering everything that we want. For example, at our middle school level, there's quite a few courses that we were not offering in terms of credited courses, biology, geometry. We've now put those things in motion to have for the fall, as well as going one step further and, trying to create an integrated chemistry and physics program. So, everything ties together with what we're doing. In terms of our culture guide, speaking that same language, that district alignment and our high ability program is right there at the forefront for wanting to make sure our students really get something special here when they come to Decatur Township. And we want to grow our teachers as leaders to make sure that they're part of something special and that we value them in return.
I greatly appreciate you and Dr. Persecki just being, just visionary leaders and making sure that we continue to push what we're doing here in Decatur Township to that elite level. Our next guest is Mrs. Strube, our Director of Elementary Education here in Decatur Township. Mrs. Strube, what makes you Decatur proud in regards to our elementaries?
Well, thank you, Mr. Gearlds. I am Decatur proud of the joy that I see in the lessons that are being taught by hardworking teachers as they support our students in becoming eager learners. At the elementary level, it's always wonderful to witness the love of teaching and learning within the staff of our schools. While our teachers collaborate with one another among teams in their schools, as well as across the district, each teacher has his or her own nuances that showcase a school's outstanding qualities.
So as you work with principals, and you've been working with them since March and February of last year through a pandemic, and now we've jumped back into it. We've been working in person all year. How have you seen a change with instructional practices through the integration of our strategic plan and culture guide?
Well, I've noticed that not only do our administrators all utilize the same language and practices of E plus R equals O, event response equals outcome across all of our schools, but teachers and students are as well now. So members of each school staff are really putting energy into pressing pause for the responses and not defaulting to emotion when events occur, and they are supporting students with this too. By investing time and energy into our beliefs, our behaviors, and outcomes as a district, we are ensuring that everyone is valued, we are stronger together, and we all are committed to doing the work that is necessary for successful learners.
And it's interesting you share a little bit about E plus R equals O, because I've heard that it's also had a ripple effect into the homes where some of our scholars go home and they talk about, hey, mom, dad, that's an event. We have control of our response. So, now it becomes, it goes beyond the walls here of our schools. Now, Mrs. Strube, as a Decatur Township community member, please share with our audience a few positive things about living on the southwest side of Indianapolis, specifically here in Decatur Township.
Definitely. I have been a Decatur Township resident for the entire length of my career, which spans 34 years. This is a wonderful community, and the schools have provided my family and myself with some really joyful memories. Decatur is a very close-knit community, and you are able to build some really long-lasting relationships very easily. The staff of Decatur Township are highly regarded in this community. And the neat thing, Decatur also has access to surrounding shopping areas, gyms, parks, and even to downtown Indy for easy access.
Absolutely right. And I often say we get about, a handful of flyovers every single day from all the airplanes over at the Indianapolis airport. Mrs. Strube, thank you so much for your dedication to Decatur Township. I'd now like to introduce Ms. Kiefer, our Coordinator of Special Services here in Decatur Township. Ms. Kiefer, as you look ahead to the 21-22 school year, share with the audience your vision for our Special Services program.
Well, thanks, Chris. As I look ahead to the 21-22 school year, I am most excited about the opportunity to engage our students in the learning process. The vision for our special services programs in Decatur Township is to prepare all students of all ages with a range of abilities to be tomorrow ready. And by doing that, we engage them throughout their learning career in opportunities for growth, both academically and functionally, which includes that social and emotional learning. And by doing this, we create a learning environment for all students that's both motivating and enriching.
So, Ms. Kiefer, you and Ms. Kaiser, who we will get to meet here shortly, both of you work directly with our building principals. When you think about your ideal candidate for our special services program, regardless if it's working with our ELL scholars, special education scholars, what do you look for in a candidate during the interview process?
Yeah. So an ideal candidate for our special services program would be one who is committed to growing students by establishing good relationships, good study habits, and then also a safe environment. In addition to that, in addition to being committed to the students in Decatur Township, candidates must also be committed to increasing their own knowledge and learning through professional development opportunities. Dedication to that learning process is key to providing students with the skills that they need to achieve at higher levels. And in addition to that, just candidates must have knowledge of the special needs of our students throughout the township and how to address those needs through both curriculum and individual services set forth in their IEPs or ILPs.
So, Ms. Kiefer, before I let you go here, I'm going to put you on the spot here. In a short period of time, what has made you Decatur proud of the special services team?
You know, I think one of the things is coming together and working as a team. When we see that there are individuals that need support, either because they're new, we step up and offer that support to those individuals, or if we see that there's a piece that's missing within our programs, like we just make sure that we fill those pieces. Just everyone steps up to support each other.
Awesome, thank you, and I always appreciate you sharing. Our next guest is Ms. Kaiser, Assistant Coordinator of Special Services here in Decatur Township. Ms. Kaiser, our Special Services program, it continues to grow. Share with our audience how our programs make a positive impact on the lives of students and their families here in Decatur Township.
Thanks, Chris. In Decatur Township, our Special Services program provides this full continuum of services that breaks our learning into social, emotional, and academic pieces. We believe that by creating a positive school climate based on strong relationships with our students, that we can provide a solid foundation for learning. We know students must feel a sense of safety and belonging in order to thrive in our schools. So we continually promote a sense of community with our families, and that allows our students to open up their minds to learning. This community climate that Decatur Township has gives our families peace of mind as they entrust their children to us.
So when you think about the ideal candidate for special services programs, what do you think and look for in a candidate during the interview process?
I like to look for someone who's truly dedicated to teaching and is able to connect with their students and their families. He or she needs to create that safe and engaging learning environment filled with kindness and caring and empathy. I want someone who really gets to know their students and plans activities and all the interactions they have in the classroom around that knowledge.
I want to thank you and Ms. Kiefer for sharing some words today in regards to our special services. Both of you are doing a phenomenal job supporting not only our students, but our staff. Our next guest I would like to introduce is Mr. Gath, our Data and Testing Coordinator. Mr. Gath, could you share with the audience a little information about your role here in Decatur Township?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Gearlds, and welcome everyone. As the Data and Testing Coordinator here, I prepare and support the implementation of our state's summative assessments and our district's formative assessments. I also provide assessment literacy about all of those things that we support students with in regards to testing to better define our why and how they are used to support our teachers' instruction.
And Mr. Gath, you are extremely busy just coordinating all the assessments that we are doing, breaking down data. Describe from your lens how you support teachers and administrators with improving in classroom instruction and support for students with breaking down all of the data that we have at our fingertips.
Yes, data is all around us, Chris, and being able to break that down to identify trends, connections to our curriculum, and areas of positive deviance that result from our instructional strategies is presented in PDs and planning meetings at various levels across the district. All these outcomes result in specific action steps to help set goals and identify ways to promote successful outcomes. So we try to do all those things.
So a piggyback here. One of the things that I heard you say was positive deviances. And for those that are here in Decatur Township, that has become a norm for us. Those that may be on the outside looking in, can you break that down? What is a positive deviance?
Yeah, so kind of going back to what Mrs. Hofer had shared and encouraging staff members to try new things within their instruction. And so we look for data points that might be related to some of those instructional strategies. For instance, we have found not only in research, but within our own data, the gradual release model has been an effective strategy where teachers are modeling for students and demonstrating those expectations. So we'll break down data and take a look at how those positive deviances, those positive outcomes that really harness the student's ability to show growth in that specific skill or area, and how to then replicate that and support our other teachers in implementing similar strategies for continued success within their own classrooms as well.
So, Mr. Gath, having been a very successful elementary principal, what advice would you have for new teachers that are considering Decatur Township?
Getting into education and being an educator, it is a commitment, and getting involved is the first step. And just know that as a first year teacher or first year applicant, or if this is your first opportunity in the teaching world, just be open to growing and learning. We are definitely all here to help and support. So we're always willing to help out and support any of those questions that you may have. And so do that most definitely, and look for opportunities because they're all around us. And also mentioned previously is you got to have the right attitude. And so coming in with an upbeat, positive, motivated in your opportunity is just really important things to consider.
Great. Thank you so much for those words, Mr. Gath. And our final guest, we like to call him the home run hitter, or maybe Special K, right? Mr. Farmer, our Chief Financial Officer here in Decatur Township. Mr. Farmer, explain to the audience your role here in Decatur Township, as well as how your role impacts the classroom environment.
Good afternoon, everyone. And Mr. Gearlds, thanks for having me on the call. In my role as CFO, I develop and implement an annual budget, and I interpret the financial concerns of the school district and work to communicate them with my fellow administrators and the community as a whole. My focus is to ensure operational efficiencies in order to maximize the total dollar amount that are available for student learning and the corresponding wraparound services for our students.
So, Mr. Farmer, you've worked here and you also live in Decatur Township. And so my next question is, how have you seen our schools and community grow over the last few years? And then being on the business side of things, where do you see it going for those that may be considering working and possibly living in Decatur Township?
Well, in the past and currently, residential and light industrial and commercial development, it continues to expand here on the southwest side of Marion County. The good thing about this is it provides additional financial resources for the school district so that we can continue to support our students moving forward. I believe that residential and retail development will continue to significantly expand in the near future once the extension of Ameriplex Parkway from Ameriplex Parkways in Kentucky Avenue over to Southport Road is completed. It'll really kind of transform the whole layout and the whole environment of the southwest side of Marion County. So that's kind of a transformative project that's coming.
Mr. Farmer, I appreciate all of that, what you do for Decatur Township, and as well as you're very, very visible in our community and supporting our community and making sure that we always stay in the know. And most importantly, we have a few pennies in our piggy bank. So thank you very much. And I really like your new office. So great. That is very nice. So thank you. As we go through the lightning round, I'm going to take a second here and really challenge all of our guests that are on here today. How would you describe MSD of Decatur Township in one word? And let's start with Dr. Persecki.
Pride.
Mrs. Hofer,
Invested.
Mrs. Struby,
Joyful.
Ms. Kiefer,
Engaging.
Ms. Kaiser,
Family.
Mr. Gath,
Relentless.
Mr. Farmer.
Community.
Awesome. I appreciate everybody sharing all of those, and thank you so much, Dr. Persecki, Mrs. Hofer, Mrs. Struby, Ms. Kaiser, Ms. Kiefer, Mr. Gath, and Mr. Farmer for sharing with our guests today, as well as those that will be watching this once we send this information out. We appreciate you and the amazing impact that you continue to have on our students and families here in Decatur Township. So why Decatur Township? Indianapolis is the 5th most affordable place to live in the United States, and we have a starting salary at $44,000. And I encourage you, as we've talked about this in past coffee chats, our starting salary is very competitive, but most importantly, I would encourage everybody to take a look at our benefits packages that are located on our DecaturProud.org, and you can also go to the HR benefits tabs to pull those out to really take a look at the multiple options for benefits that you have once you become an employee here in Decatur Township. I'm going to show a quick little video here as we wrap up about all the things that we have been doing in regards to working through a pandemic and that we will continue to do moving forward.
We've never been more Decatur proud. During the COVID-19 pandemic, MSD of Decatur Township has come together and become even stronger.
We're masking up and helping each other out.
We're keeping our distance and are more inclusive than ever. We're taking extra time to clean all of our classrooms and making it safe for all of us.
We're teaching virtually and keeping our learners right on track.
Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. In MSD of Decatur Township, no matter the adversity, we're working together to be the best version of ourselves.
How are we doing this? Our culture, it's the heart and soul of our school district. Here's what it looks like.
Equity. We all have a responsibility to make a difference. This requires hard work and willingness to help all students to be the best version of themselves.
Teamwork. We support each other's work, helping our team work smarter, not harder. Excellence.
We believe achieving excellence is about making the daily incremental changes that benefit us all.
We're looking for more phenomenal teachers to join our amazing team. Become Decatur proud and be the best version of you.
And as we think about becoming the best version of you, that is something that we encourage everybody, as a part of our culture guide and making sure that we are continue to push forward to become that elite organization that we know we are. In terms of next steps, we invite you to apply to our teaching pools that are out there for the 21-22 school year. When you apply to these pools and you meet the requirements, your application goes directly to the appropriate administrators for their review. Also, get a head start on your plans for next year by joining us next week on Tuesday, March 16th, 2021 at 4:30. You're going to hear from members of new teachers that are with Decatur Township. They're going to share some testimonies. We've got elementary, secondary teachers that are going to be participating in that coffee chat. So it's going to be a great time to really have them reflect on the first year with Decatur Township and what you can look forward to as you become a new member of our Decatur Township family. We invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're there. Our website, DecaturProud.org. We've got a variety of links and supports for you, but also you can click on Teach With Us, and it goes directly to our application page. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Again, there is the application link, our phone number, as well as my email address, and you can email me directly. Just want to say thank you to everyone. We appreciate you being here. We hope to see you soon. And in Decatur Township fashion, we like to say, together we are Decatur proud. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.